Well, interestingly, brands have become more concerned about what's happening in the digital space. More and more brands are now actually fixing up a digital budget, so as to speak. And especially in the last 2 odd years, there's a huge amount of interest in what's happening in the mobile space, in the social space. And I guess the personal usage of these mediums are making brand and brand custodians believe that, there is something on it for everyone. And, so I think a great amount of discussion on what can we do on engagement and good case studies coming out. So so the big change that I've seen is earlier the questions that the brand marketers would ask was why digital? Okay, and now they ask, what about digital and how much on digital? So that's the big change I think I've seen. So there are a lot of these, skill-based issues. So I think to start with first, we as the media custodians, I think we are to be blamed as well, because I think we've overemphasized on certain technical aspects, and we've made the brands and the brand marketers, shut away from the medium for a while. I think the big difference that one needs to do is speak to them in the language that they are used to understand. So there's a big inertia about taking up anything new, and digital has been a new for a whole lot of brands. And as and when you see conversations happening in terms of language that brand marketers can understand, okay, which is desimplifying and demystifying rather the digital part. Okay, so one is that part, and just making things easy to understand, and of course share a whole lot of good work, good case studies. So that's those are the key things that should be kept in mind. So unfortunately, all the good work still counts to probably less than 3%. Okay, so I mean, it's like you walked all the hard way, and then you realize you're still at the base camp of Everest, and the Everest and the ride to the trek to Everest is still far away. So obviously, 10 years and one has reached closer to 3%, and there should be more efforts. And I think the medium is growing faster, and there are new aspects and innovations coming in. The traditional part of the media is getting more difficult, more cluttered. So hopefully we'll reach the tipping point soon. This is more like fashion. So, whatever's launched in the last 1 or 2 years will be growing more faster. There's a whole lot of conversation around it, a lot of interest around it. But having said that, the large percentage of spend is still on the display advertising part. About, I think the 60% of market is still part of the, display, and if I have to keep the search away. So it's largely the here I am, look at me and click on me kind of an advertising still forming the large base of the segment. And of course social thankfully led by mobile is growing faster, because you see all these youngsters and in fact everybody on their mobile phone desperately trying to get in touch with others through the social media network. And that's the story of young India. Okay, and so that's really so yes, while the growth is there, point I want to make is that the bigger base is still the regular online display advertising. Hopefully things will change. I think India already from a mobile perspective has a huge amount of interest, case studies, usership. I think India is probably second largest in in terms of user base, third largest in terms of web user base. So as such, without 3G in place, we already have a huge amount of involvement. With 3G coming in, entertainment, Bollywood, cricket, and the basically content distribution is going to be like we'll get a new shot in the arm. And that's definitely going to make consumers connect with the medium better, and good sign for advertising. I wish I attended at least one ad tech before, okay, at least in some of the countries, but unlucky. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a good mix of advertising, marketing, technology, guys, and we've been making a whole lot of attempts to evangelize the medium. Okay, I think ad tech is that right place over and above what all the industry bodies are doing, because this is going to be one neutral place where everybody is going to come and speak their mind out. This is a good place for marketers to express their concern, and it's a good place for the media specialists to come and talk about what they're good at. Okay, so looking forward to it. Excited.